Hello! Welcome to The Healing Artist. I'm your host, Freda, and friends, I have a wonderful treat for you today. We are being joined by Bron Watson, and I'm going to actually let her introduce herself this morning.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. It's so great to be here and let's go. So, I'll go back for a bit of context in the story. So, I live in Australia, obviously, 4 hours north of Sydney, and I have five amazing sons.
Whoa.
And I know it's been full on, okay? Just putting it out there. They're 17 to 27 now. I suppose I'm just so used to having so much testosterone in my world.
Yes.
Um, Anyway, so going back, I wanted to sort of go back to coming through choosing a career. I actually had a double career. One of them was nursing and nursing education. So I've been in nursing for a very long time. And of course, what's nursing? Nursing is all about caring and giving and compassion. So I had that amazing career. And at the same time, well, not quite as long, I've had a dual career in marketing. And I never really knew where or how they came together. And I was always, especially when I was hitting like close to 40 and I'd had my fifth son. Yes, imagine you being at your 40th birthday with babe on hip. And
Uh-huh.
I'm looking around, right? I'm going, great, is this it? This is it. Wow. Okay. And the soulful feeling in my gut, which is, wow, I thought I was destined more than this. How did we get here? Not that I'm disregarding any of that. I love my family. I'm so blessed with the most amazing family and a beautiful husband. Anyway, so I decided I'd start my first business, because it couldn't be that hard, could it? So I started my very first business called Nurse Power coming out of education. I developed courses online for nurses to
Mm,
help themselves be, so it's going to sound really bad, but to be better nurses for themselves.
absolutely. That's the
Because
of all the give. Yeah, and you
all the give, we need to start replenishing our cups, okay?
yeah.
Start the business, get the mentor, hustle. I've been in business for 14 years. Oh my goodness, hustle, 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 because that's what you have to do. And I mean, I couldn't afford to start a business. I remember someone saying to me, oh, Bron, it's going to cost you about 30,000 to start your business. I'm going, what on earth am I buying? Anyway, I went through all of that, but I built a very successful business. I had a mastermind, I had workshops, I had online courses, I had
Yeah.
all the things. But imagine a business that started its life like a saber-toothed tiger kitten, a saber-toothed tiger, right? Little tiny kitten, the kitten. And I bought this kitten home and oh, you're so cute. I love you, you're so cute. Then the kitten starts to grow. Well, this is my business. Oh, well, that's lovely. Taking all of my energy, nothing left to give because I'm giving it out. So I built what I now liken to a saber-toothed tiger. So I'm riding this business. I can't get this thing off. It's a beast. It's a
Yeah.
predator. If I fall off, this thing is going to eat me. And that is how my business grew because I followed what everyone else does. And that was through the hustle culture, which is what we see. I'm hoping nowadays, guys, it's not as strong as what it was 10, 12 years ago. Anyway, in 2017, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. So Thursday afternoon, Bron, you have breast cancer, to an operating table having a mastectomy the following Wednesday.
Wow. Fast.
Just like that. Terrible, terrible vortex of fear. I was free falling. I mean, 48 years old, all of the things. Go through the treatments, coming through all of that. Fast forward to 2023, 5 year clearance in Australia. You are cured, Bron. Out you go. Well done, you. Oh, but your bloods aren't quite right. Better send you
Mm,
off to a hematologist. Off to the hematologist we go. Oh, Bron, you've got multiple myeloma. That's a blood cancer. It's incurable this time.
yeah.
And then we go down this whole path. And it was through those diagnoses that I realized what was important in life. And that's
Mm.
the relentless inner work. So I spent a lot of time to getting to where we are now. And I call it the Serenity Project, which is literally all I had left
Mhm.
because I was so sick. Remembering I've still got the business through all of this. I
Yeah.
have now got a team of four through all of this. and I've come out the other side. So that's how, I know it's a very long introduction. That's not a normal bio, but but that's how we got here. And I'm now very, very passionate, especially for those who are in that entrepreneurial space,
Yeah.
is
I'm
to
wondering,
build the right business model to suit them. And that's the
yeah.
whole them.
Well, and you learned it because you did it.
Correct.
So the way you're describing it, it almost sounds like you wanted to solve have a solution for something that I'm asking. Were you not giving that self-love to yourself during that time because you were then showing other people how to do it? Or
I've thought about that. Like I look back at what I even describe as the old Bron. Like Bron, how did you miss it? How did you miss the most obvious thing? But back then, I think that I had been ingrained since a child that my role in life was to care for other people
oh
and to
yeah,
make sure everyone else was okay. And then as a mother of five, it doesn't matter what they are, five children, full
yeah,
stop. This is it. This is five children in 10 years that I need to bring these humans and give them the best chance, best for me. I just wanted to build amazing human beings, especially men. I wanted to raise men who were just beautiful, very good humans. And that was my goal. And I mean, we've done it through some very rocky roads, but the fundamentals are there because it's up to them now.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's up to them. And so I think that it wasn't that I missed it. I was just so busy
Hmm.
being busy, doing all of the things that the online space was telling me to do. And
Yes.
I would wear it like my mantra at the time was wanted to deliver what I said I was going to deliver because I had worked with and I'd seen mentors and other people who didn't deliver what they said. So I said no. And so I wore it like a badge of honor at a
Mhm.
cost. And
Yeah,
the cost was me.
right.
And that's why I talk about Serenity Project. I talk about the way we can have this most abundant. I'm living with an incurable cancer. I'm great.
Hmm.
Do you see what I mean? And we can learn all of that. We can undo the way that we lived. And I mean, I thought of self-care as was luxury.
Yes, of course.
What I nearly swore, I nearly called myself a name just then. But what an idiot. I love myself, but Bron, wow.
Something interesting that I've sort of found along my own personal healing journey is like even as a teacher, a lot of times I was teaching that to others, and it really took me teaching it for nearly a year to internalize and have the shift within myself. So a lot of times I feel like we're teaching what we need to learn.
Exactly. And
That's
maybe there's lessons there. I mean, as I said, we all have our own beliefs in life. And I truly believe we all have the most amazing gift that we are so unique in this world. We have a gift to learn and to bring to the world. And if we don't learn it, you're going to come back and do it again.
oh yeah.
And you know what I mean? And I'm not doing this again. But thank you. Thank you, universe. So
Okay, so my husband and I are childless by choice. I cannot get. I'm like, that is the ride of a lifetime. Five kiddos, boys,
five kiddos.
and
And it
then
was,
a husband.
yeah. And a
So,
husband. A lot of testosterone there, my friend. A
yeah.
lot of testosterone.
So,
Yeah, hard.
how did you get sunken into your femininity with all of that? Because like the way your business started, that's a lot, the do.
All the masculine. Oh,
Yeah.
it must have come, it must have radiated off me. Like I'm sure those that were a little bit more in the know back in the day. Oh gosh, here she comes. You know, like honestly, I mean, I just would have been walking around and I think what it was, the epiphany for me was at it was after my second chemotherapy. So this would have been maybe 6, 7 weeks after diagnosis. I haven't even caught up yet. My brain is still not catching up. And I had delivered a Facebook Live 4 hours after chemotherapy because I said I was going to deliver it. What the hell was I thinking? Like, honestly,
Oh, I get it.
you know
I get
how some
it.
people,
I hear it.
you
I
know, like you know
understand
how
it.
some people have the little whisper in the ear of the lesson, you know, Bron, wake up. Then other people go, you cooey, as we say in Australia. No, no, I got the brick through the back of the head. Bang, Bron, you need to wake up. And it was at that time, and I saw a glimpse of myself. So I'm looking over here because I'm imagining this mirror. I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. And I sort of went, oh, who's that? And then I realized it was me. I'm red faced because the chemotherapy is terrible. I'm bald. And I was this, and I had just delivered alive, remember? And I caught a glimpse and went, and I pointed at myself and said, do you want to die? You keep this up, girl. You're out of here.
Yeah.
And I literally shut my mastermind down overnight with no plan B.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. So then how
So,
did the shift take place?
it was huge. And was it rough afterwards? Absolutely, it was rough. Did I find what I found? Yes.
Yeah.
But I chose, and you know what? People ask me, how did it feel in that moment? It was like, well, it was literally a do or die moment, but
Yeah.
I backed me and
Yeah.
I've never looked back.
Yeah. Oh, this is where I have chills.
And it was rough. Like it was not a fun. It was not a, oh, this is amazing. There was no amazingness about it. It was, there was, remembering I built the big beast. Big beast was financially quite successful. I was meant to be building a house, didn't build the house, ended up renting because I couldn't choose a door handle. Like it was just ugly in so many ways, but the best thing I could have ever done for myself. It was the beginning of the awakening. I'm still a ways down the track, but it was definitely an epiphany and I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
grateful for that moment. I
So
really am.
how have things changed since? What was that road like?
You know, I started, and that's where I even wrote a chapter of the book back then. Like I can't even believe I wrote a chapter of the book I'm writing that it even wasn't even about what I'm writing it about. And I read it like 2 years, and I'm going, that is so perfect to what I'm doing.
Okay. You're so much like my
Relevant.
sister. You are so like my sister. And what I say to my sister is, if you were on the Titanic wouldn't have sunk. That's the energy, It's like, oh no, no, no.
We're not sinking, people.
Yeah. Oh no,
Anyway,
we're not going to do it. And you'll be under there, like kicking your legs, like holding up the
you know,
boat. Like,
come
yeah,
on, people, you can
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
Start swimming with me. If we all swim together,
yeah,
it's not going to sink. No, anyway, it was I did a lot of work.
yeah.
I thought I'd done a lot of work. Let's just clarify that.
Oh, honey, I hear it. I hear it.
I thought I'd done a lot of work, and here I am researching the Serenity Project because Serenity Project's based on the Serenity Prayer,
Yeah.
which is God grant me serenity to accept what I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So please insert whoever your God, universe, source, Dennis, whoever you want in that space. Obviously, it was written by AA nearly 100 years ago, but they nailed it. They
That,
actually nailed
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I have been in search of serenity for myself, and I call them serenity moments.
Mhm.
So I'd started all of this, and the business had come back. I had evolved. I had looked at what I had on my plate. That is one thing I say to people when they are going through crisis or adversity. Find what's in front of you. Find what I call quality easy. So I started delivering Facebook workshops because I'd done a year's work with a lady called Jennifer, who had been a very significant part of Barack Obama's second social media campaign. So I knew she knew a thing or two.
Mhm.
And so I started delivering Facebook workshops because that's all I could do. And then it worked into what is now called the social coach and all of the things, right? So financially, we did okay. And I was working on myself through this, right? But come to February 2023, I'm sitting there again in that doctor's office. And I had to ask him because he didn't tell me. So, is this cancer again? And they said, yes, Bron, it is. And this time it's not curable.
Mhm.
Proceeds to give me a prognosis. For those who are in this space will understand. A prognosis is how long they think you're going to live
Sure.
for.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I didn't ask for it. And then he proceeds to give that prognosis to me like he's saying to me, would you like a cup of tea?
Hmm.
And I've just, and it was a single digit, just so you know. I won't say the
Yeah.
number. My
Yeah.
children don't know the number. Anyway, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh, I didn't realize I was sitting in front of God. But anyway, it was tragedy. So I was brought, I don't even know if I can say to my knees. I think I would have been flat out,
Yeah.
flat on my stomach because I'm a knocked now.
Hmm.
And I would be praying to universe to please, please give me time. Please let me have some time this time. Of course, didn't get it. Bron, we're starting chemotherapy. You need a stem cell transplant, blah, 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 blah. Um, but I got myself an energy. Look, Kerry, I'm apologizing in advance. I don't know what her exact title is. I call her an energy healer.
Uh-huh.
And I worked with Kerry for 2 years
Yeah.
and she saved my soul, literally. I saved my soul, but she supported me through that space.
Mhm.
And now I'm so passionate about people understanding and listening to their intuition and listening to themselves because we do know best.
Yeah.
We just do. That's the gift.
Yeah. Well, and it's like a lot of it is just sort of like allowing yourself to be in your body. Like a lot of us disassociate away and aren't in here. And if we would take the
No.
time to listen to our bodies and, oh, body, what are you telling me? What is that pinchy
Yeah.
feeling? What is this? Then we would have sort of a heads up of being able to read our bodies in order to navigate the world energetically a
Yep.
little bit better. So
Yep.
it's not rocket science, and
It's
simultaneously it's
no.
a lot of work to get there.
It, it takes work because
Yeah.
you've got to, and when we say slow down, it's not just physically slow down. It's I don't know, is it metaphorically? Is that the correct word? We literally have to literally bring it back because
Hmm.
you won't hear the message. You won't hear, even down to finding your purpose.
Hmm.
You're not going to hear it if you're noisy.
Yeah.
And believe me, as you can tell, I can be noisy.
Well, and we think we're doing it. We think we're doing it. And then it's like,
I
oh,
think
wait,
you are, and
that's
it's
what
and
mom
it's
wanted. That's what I was told at school. That's what I was like. So when you really start peel, 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 peel.
it's forever peeling. It's like an onion. Kerry used to call it an onion, like off come a layer, and oh, there's another one. And
Yeah.
it's forever, which is why I in my space, which is living through cancer, living through adversity, we are on a path of healing. We're not healed. We're on a path of healing because not everyone can have a cure, but everyone can go on a path of healing. I mean, everyone.
Yeah.
And it's when you pause enough
Mm.
to hear this beautiful, I know you'll know, and I know, when you stop enough to hear it,
Hmm.
and letting, for me, I used to have people tell me, oh, Bron, you just got to let it go. You just got to let it go. And I've got the voice, movie frozen blaring in my ears. Yeah, but how? I would if I could.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
would if I could. Do you not understand that? And then I realized it's letting be.
Yeah, that acceptance aspect of that
The
serenity prayer.
acceptance of the serenity prayer.
Hmm.
And, then when you take away, when you just let it be, when you stop trying to control it, when you stop trying to plan out, especially in business, you're taught to hustle your butt off and to build these strategies and the plans and the 90-day plans and all of the things. And then you put this timeline on it that is not realistic whatsoever. And then life happens.
Hmm.
And then you're in this constant trying to catch up feeling. And, that is where, I don't want to say bad things, but that's where things can go wrong.
Or dis-ease
Dis-ease. It is absolutely a dis-ease.
can then
I've
create disease.
exactly, but when you do have a disease,
Yeah.
and there's beautiful people. I had 3 people in the first 3 weeks of diagnosis come to me and say that it was, one person said to me it was my loveless lifestyle choices, which is why I had cancer. And I understand what she was saying, but that is not what you say to someone who's just been diagnosed with cancer. Because you know what? Good, it happens to good people.
Absolutely.
And they didn't choose it, you
Hmm.
know? It's just is what it is, which is,
Hmm.
God grant me serenity to accept what I cannot change the past.
Hmm.
And it's the courage to go, cool, well, what is in I literally say control the controllables. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, guys, once you start looking at what's controllable, and there's not as much as you think.
Yeah, it's our actions and reactions. So then, like, God bless.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How has this, uh, everything you've gone through and the work that you've done, how has that impacted your home life with your 5 boys?
Immensely. Because I feel from that, the person that, the one who wanted to help everyone, especially when you're coming, when they're little, when kids are little, you got to do it all for them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a time when you don't have to do it all for them, but you still do. You keep doing it. And I now will, I think that for me, I'm no longer trying to control what my kids do or not do. Well, they're not kids anymore, they're young men.
Mm-hmm.
But even those last 5 years, when I let go of trying to control what was coming next,
Mm-hmm.
when I started to let it be, because I was too sick to do that. And I think the most important part for me was I stopped sugarcoating. Oh, everything's fine, boys. My first message, my strength, my message through breast cancer was, well, you don't know how strong you are until you have no choice, which is the truth. But again, it was like a badge of honor. And now with this diagnosis, I became a lot more real because I would now cry in front of my kids. I would say things that I would never have said before about things. I swore a lot more. I didn't swear. And so they were now starting to see the real mummy, the real mum, which allowed space for them to go
Mm-hmm.
and work out who they were. And and so it's their choice, and you can, as a parent, you can guide,
Mm-hmm.
you can listen, but it's not for me to choose what my kids do and do not do. It's
Yeah.
their life.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the family life, it's completely different. My husband was incredible. He stepped up when I couldn't. So, he became everything that I couldn't because I was on chemotherapy again. And then stem cell transplant is, you are transplanting your bone marrow. Like, it's no small procedure, takes many months. It's awful, right? But I'm grateful to the scientists. But I'm even more grateful for all of the other things that we can do in life. And that's why I call Serenity Project, which is me, I'm the project. It's the third space because
Oh,
I am the
I
project.
love it so much. Yes, yes.
I might be
And that's
sharing in a mighty all, but
honest.
I'm truthful. I'm the damn
Mm-hmm.
project, right? So it's the third space, which is the space between science and soul and evidence and perspective. Because you would all know there's medicine, there's alternative therapies, and there's the spiritual space and all of the things, right? But they're all siloed. Not always, but where I live, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so my passion here is to crack all that open because you need it all.
Yeah, yeah.
You need it all. And you can, yeah, and that's where the resilience, not relentless, comes in. But remembering I'm talking about external relentless, I'm not talking about the internal relentlessness
Mm-hmm.
of working and supporting and making sure Bron looks after herself,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. The
What?
cup for me is full.
Yeah. What were some of the tools that you were using during this time when you were incapacitated in such a way where you couldn't, you were in recovery, active recovery?
Yeah, oh, look, and that's what I think that this way Kerry helped me through. So she has this saying, which is, I know I will, I just don't know how. And
Ooh.
I would do things, sis, Kerry China is her name, she's so cool. I know I will, I just don't know how. And so I would, rather than trying to look at the whole thing, this is now how I now interpret it for me, I look at the next thing. So the best way for me to describe this, you're going to love this. You and I are playing basketball,
Mm-hmm.
and we're on the basketball court, and we're going for the shot, and I miss the hoop. Coach, timeout, everyone off, let's go. And we get off. The coach in that moment has two options. One, can unpack what we've just done. Oh my God, how did you miss that, Bron? You've been practicing that shot for 2,000. You've done so many. Or the coach can focus on the next play,
Mm-hmm.
just the next play, not the whole game, not the season, but just the next play.
Mm-hmm.
And so during those 2 years, and even now, every day, I'm looking at the next play, the next. I literally call it the next thing. So, an example will be if I'm in a real state of overwhelm. The very first thing or whatever it is, grief, sadness, insert emotion here. I will name the emotion. Now, this is space where the evidence part of what I do comes in, that when we name things, psychologically, there's evidence to show that it separates us from the emotion.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because when you're in that emotional, overwhelming state, it's like this, right? You can't see a damn thing. How could you? You're
Right. You're
so
feeling.
feeling it, feeling it. So when we name that emotion, we're allowing a little bit of space. And it's in that space that I'm looking at control the controllables. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
well, none of this is controllable. In serious, how do I control a bone marrow? Well, there are things I have. I can't control it. I certainly can help it. But I then that space, I call that the pause.
Mm-hmm.
And the pause allows me to reflect what's really going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So then I can respond and not react.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that again and again. And sometimes I might have to do that 30 times. But the next thing is, well, just put one thing away, Bron. Okay, you've left your AirPods on the kitchen table, which is the truth this morning. Uh, I put the AirPods away. Just do the next thing. Not the whole game, not the whole season, but
Yeah.
just the next thing. And you will take care of yourself by doing that.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That all makes total sense. Yeah, I think that's great. And what it speaks to as you're talking, it's bringing forward for me sort of also that present moment awareness of like being in the moment of what is in front of you. Like when you were discussing the basketball game, you're not dwelling on the past. You're in the moment. Well, what's the next play? What can we do now? What are we, and you're not future tripping way down the writing the whole thing. It's just this moment.
Exactly, because when we look back and we
Mhm.
thank our paths for our past, we can't undo it. So we can thank for the lessons we can learn. And if we which I call it ruminate, you can ruminate on what's already happened. You can project on what's coming.
Mhm.
What are you trying to do there, guys? You're trying to control everything.
Mhm.
So I have a doctor's appointment today. I have a doctor's appointment every month because I'm so lucky. My favorite is saying, it's actually the name of the book, is called Be Where Your Feet Are. So I will find be where my feet are. And
Yeah.
so it's so consciously present.
Yeah.
It is so consciously present. So, when something's starting up, guys, just look at your feet. Literally look at your feet. Where are your feet? Your feet are right here.
You know what's so funny? During the pandemic, we were really scared here in America. We didn't know what the hell was going on. And I spent that first year of 2020, I think I've drew, I don't know, 75 pictures of just my feet. And they were
Wow.
wherever I was, I just would draw my feet.
No way. There you go.
Mhm.
I
Yeah, because
love
because
that.
they were always because I'm an artist, they are always attached to my
Yes, I know.
body. Just throw my feet up in the air and I'm always going to draw my feet. And I put them in different places. That's the fantasy, that's the art place, but I can now I can draw feet.
You can, yes, you can. Well, you've practiced. Well, there you go. There's your lesson right there. But it's more
But I love
important.
that. It's so
It's
true.
more importantly you knew where your feet were. In
Yes.
all in the other side of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that the things as you go through is that you just can't do them all at once. You can't do everything at once to heal. You can't do everything at once to learn everything. It does take time and it does take patience, but you can start. You literally start where your feet are. And I liken it to with Kerry, like something would come up and I would be triggered by something. And I've now learned, obviously, to put the mirror up and go, cool, I'm curious.
Hmm.
What's this mean?
Hmm.
Where did that come from? And it's a bit like being a puzzle. Kerry would say to me, Bron, you're like a puzzle, and we've just got these little spots here and there where we need to put some pieces in. And would look at the spot, which is to me that little tiny spot, which is the next play, right?
Hmm.
And we'd work through the trigger,
Hmm.
and for those of you who have been through a health adversity, you'll know that the system is not always there to help you.
Yeah.
You get your treatment, but there's no roadmap,
Yeah.
which is what I'm doing, right? I'm wanting to combine this together because there's treatment. And I remember I'd been diagnosed. I'm sitting there, and the social worker's looking at me, and she's trying to talk me through a few things. And I could see, remembering I've been in this space for decades, I'm looking at it going, you know what? You're looking at me like a textbook.
Mm.
I'm not a human. I'm a textbook. And you've gone to chapter 10, subsection 3, 10.4. I could see it in her, right? I could see what she wasn't listening to me. So I
Mm.
started to cry harder and harder. And she's probably thinking, oh, you poor girl. You know, it's probably because you've been given this prognosis. I said, no, 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 no. She wasn't listening to me. And I felt so unheard and sad because of all times in my life, I needed someone to listen and
Yeah.
she didn't listen. It
Yeah.
wasn't her fault. And then we go through this whole 45-minute session. At the end, she goes, well, I only work Wednesdays and Fridays. So if you need anything on any other day, you'll need to speak to someone else.
Thank you so much. I won't be seeing you again.
Very much. I won't be needing your services. And they probably think, oh, Bron, she didn't get any psychological support. And I'm thinking, you never asked me why.
I actually take experiences like that in my life and go, how let me use this as an example how not to be. Thank you for showing me how not to treat people.
And we shouldn't even have to say that. But that is my experience. And everyone will have their own experience. But it's from there that I went, right, well, what can I do to look after me? I'm not a psychologist. I don't know how to work through an incurable cancer diagnosis, running a business. I've still got all my clients, remember? I've got a team of 4 by this stage. Now what am I going to do? And as I said, the team were amazing. They stepped up. They supported me and we cut right back, like right back client wise. But, they're with me to this day.
Oh, that's
So,
amazing. Yeah.
and I'm so grateful to have these incredible humans. But with that, there's so much time of where, the sadness and the grief, I cannot put words on. But that's part of healing is to feel the feels, control the controllables, pause, reflect, respond, rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
And especially like today, I don't know what I'm going to be getting when I walk through the doors. I'm as good as my last blood results. And I'm absolutely okay because why? I've actually learnt to be in this space because I'm so consciously present. I refuse to go and worry or give energy to something that hasn't happened.
Yeah. So how do you work with people now? How do you and your team help people in the Serenity Project? What does that look like to work with you?
Okay, so so that we still have the marketing agency, so ignore that bit. With the Serenity Project, it's really like it's just new. It's only been around for maybe 6 months, and we're building a community.
Mhm.
And my aim is to build a tribe. Now, the reason why I want to do that, because with the position that I've been in, which is a curable diagnosis, an incurable diagnosis, an educator in nursing, I have enough experience, which gives me the perspective and the evidence
Mhm.
part of what we do is to build the tribe because I would like to, my goal for this lifetime is to be able to improve the way we look after our patients when they're going through serious illness and disease, which is where we look at them as a whole. And
Yes.
we together, if I was in Sydney, I'd have access to more of an integrative system. In America, you will have integrative hospitals and places like that, but not everybody has the choice. In America, it depends on your insurance. You
And
know,
also where you're located. So I'm in California, so we have a little bit more of a holistic approach and preventative care and stuff, but there's definitely places in America where that is not.
no, and exactly. And, I'm in some of those groups and I see people getting knocked back on treatment that they need to prolong their life.
Yes, yeah.
What is that about? So I can't fix that, but we look at what we can. So building Serenity Project is I feel as part of it is to connect people so that when we're connected, we can have conversation and we can have this kind of conversation.
Yeah.
It's literally the conversation. So there is a community. It's opening. Well, it's a little bit of a soft opening in June, and then the official is in I think August, September when the book comes out. But that's a
Oh,
marketing thing. Don't worry about all of that. But it's really more around. It's like people you would talk and work with, which is the ones who understand, who have enough insight to themselves to go, there has to be more.
yeah.
And there is if you choose to slow down to learn it.
And to listen. Yeah. And now, but you work with everyone, not just nurses.
No, not nurses at all. No,
Okay.
I'm looking at everyone.
Yeah.
It's anybody who in I could have taken it everywhere, but it's basically those who've been through adversity. I will help anybody. I'm not charging right now, right? So it's not about them. It's not about that. It's about building people who want to go, you know what, we can change this, but
Mm-hmm.
we need numbers for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, sign up the newsletter, that sort of thing. It's as simple as that. But it's more around connecting people to the people who know the people, which is one of my old sayings that I always would say, because we all have different gifts and we all need different things at different times.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know it all. I'm not meant to know it all. I have people who I'm connected with who are experts in their own field.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun in some ways. It is fun. And I did have someone say to me, it was an older guy, said to me, oh, Bron, why are you doing this? Shouldn't you just be, looking after yourself and whatever? And I said, great, I do all of that. I do all of those things. But my gift and my calling in this world is to create awareness
Mm-hmm.
that we can do better,
Yeah, and build connection.
build connection,
Yeah.
because the people know people. And that's where we can put people in touch with people who have the expertise, like, when it comes to healing and all of the things and spiritual space and all that. Oh man, I'm so not the person. I'm just a lived experience who had to learn the hard way. But I love, to me, we connect. When we connect, and we meet for reasons. That's what I believe
Mm.
too.
Yeah. But what a beautiful story to share. Thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, wow.
Oh,
The
thank you for
ongoing.
having me.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure. Several times while we were chatting here, I just have chills and I'm like, wow, that's a good life. Yeah, you're getting a lot done.
I am, because it's not about longevity. I've made peace with that. It's taken 2 years, it's nearly, yeah, probably 2 years for me to make peace with longevity, letting go, letting be of something that I can't control, which is I just want to live to a lie. I want to be the old granny. Doesn't mean I won't. If I listen to the experts, I won't. But I truly believe that when you let that be and you
Mhm.
focus on this part, it will just take care of itself.
Yeah.
And I'm in full remission. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Which is fantastic. Yeah. Ah, what a pleasure. And now tell me about the book that's coming out.
Well, it's been coming for a very long time. As I said, I wrote a chapter before I even
Yes.
realized what I was writing. It's so funny. It's hilarious, actually. It's called Be Where Your Feet Are, Living Through. Um, I think I was going to call it, yeah, Living Through the Shit Show is what I'm going
Okay,
to call it.
fantastic. Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's for those who have been gifted shit shows. And excuse my language for those of you who please don't take offense. But the myeloma diagnosis, I said, welcome to the shit show 2.0. And that's
Yeah.
how I introduced it to my friends and my family. So it's literally be where your feet are, living through the shit show.
Yeah, and there's still great joy to be had even in the mess. You
Totally.
get to a certain point and it's just you're just laughing at life. It's like, honey, what's next?
Well, I'm at that space, and Kerry, what are we? Oh my Lord, and here we go. But joy, serenity now moments. We have moments, people. We don't have to control the whole day, but the moments, like when we finish up here, I'm sitting outside with my little doggy. He's my mum's dog. My mum's not with me anymore, so I sit with my dog every morning. I have a coffee and I write in my journal.
Mhm. Yeah.
Such a beautiful gift, and I'm so grateful for nature and the environment, like the lessons that Mother Earth can teach us.
Yes.
Get outside, get your feet, be where your feet are. Get them outside, put them in the
Yeah.
grass, put them in the
Yeah.
water, put them in the anything. Don't care what you put them on, just put them somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Just getting outside, putting the phone down, getting under the sun. There's great technology in nature that is
And
actually physically fixing us.
yes, yes, and because of all my treatment, I have low vitamin D now, so I'm osteopenic, but I'm osteopenic, which is low whatever the hell, and I've got a risk for other things, right? But I don't care, but I know because Mother Earth, whoever, source, universe, whatever you want to say, I would be said, Bron, go sit in the sun for 15.
Yeah. Hmm.
I'll listen now. I
Hmm.
listen because I'm quiet enough. Believe you me, this person can actually be quiet.
Oh, I want to thank you so much for sharing with us today. Do you have anything else you'd like to share before we sign off?
No, I just thank you. I thank you for bringing around the gift of learning this stuff and going beyond what social media tells us is okay, because it's not okay. And I think that is just so important. So thank you for you doing what you're doing.
I love it. I never knew. I was always in the background, and then I got in front of a microphone, and this helped me learn public speaking. And I'm like, oh, I like talking into the microphone.
I love it. I love that. There you go.
So following the bliss, following the pleasure. And then I get to
Absolutely.
meet beautiful people from all over the world who share their incredible stories. What a gift is that? That's amazing. Yeah.
It is a gift. I love it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you, Bron. And I wanted to tell you that I love you. God, universe, source loves you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day.